What is up, everybody, and welcome back to episode 2 of our Pro Cyclist career mode here on Pro Cycling Manager 2023, where we are Vladimir Saracen, the puncher from the Czech Republic. These are our stats from our last level up. Just as a little refresher, our next race will be the Grand Prix Mediterranean, which is spelled incorrectly, but this doesn't look like a race for us, but kind of looking forward to it. Get some teamwork in there, and we'll see at the end of the month how many XP points we can get. And at the end of February, we do end up with 45 more experience points, which will put us right on track to level up by the end of March if these next 4 races go according to plan. And at the start of the Grand Prix Mediterranean, it's a 83.6 kilometer mountain stage, which does not suit our profile at all. It might suit Jan Barta's, but I doubt we would have any favorites, and yeah, we don't. So we're just going to be a good teammate and see what we can do. And it looks like we will be in the role of a teammate today. Thankfully, we only have to ride at the head of the group for 15 kilometers, which I'll try to get out of the way early, and we will pick back up when the race gets a little exciting. And it seems like working at the head of the peloton for 15 kilometers was a bit too far. We managed to get 12, but the pace at the base of this mountain has just been insane. Ran myself a little bit ragged trying to get to the front of the peloton in the first place, but this isn't looking too good for us early on in the climb. But luckily we did manage to pull through, working at about 75. We'll move it back down. We've worked off our 15 kilometers at the head of the peloton. We'll slow it down, make other teams pick up the chase. And immediate attacks trying to catch the lead group. We'll see if we can follow them. But our energy is not looking good. But like we predicted, this was not a stage for us. Just ran out of stamina too soon. Can give it a little sprint for the end, but it's not really going to make a difference as we come across the line in 56th place. Our highest finisher was Jan Barta in 12th. And Mustafa Sayar ended up taking the entire race, but we're not feeling too bad about our 56th place finish because we have 3 hilly stages coming up that I think we can really compete in. And we did receive 9 experience points for working 18 kilometers at the head of the peloton, which, not too bad, takes us up to 70. With these other 3 races, I think we should be able to level up before the end of the month. And the first of those 3 races is going to be the Grand Prix de la Ville d'Alger, or the Algerian Grand Prix as I will be calling it from now on. It's a little flat for my profile, but who knows what can happen there at the end stage. I'm looking at this little hump right here. Maybe we can make an attack from a little ways out. I don't think we're going to be competing with the sprinters, but the favorites list isn't exactly terrifying. Jordi Warlop is definitely going to be hard to beat, but if Colin Heiderscheid is a top 10 favorite, then maybe I deserve to be too. And this is the first race where we're supposed to finish in the top 30 according to our race director. I don't think that should be a big problem, but I don't think I'm going to go for the exposure over the breakaway. 30 kilometers seems like a lot. If we're going to win it, we're probably going to win it from about 10 to 5 kilometers out. And we pick back up with about 25 kilometers to go, a little bit less. The leading group has about a minute on us, and we are struggling to pull them back. So it looks like Le Kerf? Oh, we are getting left behind. That's not what we want. I don't know what happened there, but we're going to have to get on our bike to catch back up. 15 kilometers left. We're a minute 19 back now. It looks like this next uphill drag we can try to attack across, but we might have just missed our window. 11K left. It looks like we're slowly pulling them back. And right at the base of this climb is where I want to attack over as we make our way through the field and get to the front of this chasing group. Get a little bit of our stamina back. With 4 kilometers left, this is going to be the last uphill section. I was planning on making a move here, but I don't know if that's going to be possible. With 2.5, 2 kilometers left, 1.5. We're going to start our sprint from this far out. And it looks like it's going to be a first top 5 for us, which is a great result on the day. I was hoping for a little bit more, but missing the move there kind of screwed up the chances of a podium for us as Christopher Lawless takes the win. And after the race, we do see we finished 6th, which is our first top 10. We thought it was our first top 5. It should have been our first top 5. I was a little late to follow the early moves. I think it worked out all right, but this does give me a lot of hope going into the other 2 hilly races that we have to do, because they fit our rider just slightly more. And of course, with our first top 10 in a continental race, we get 15 experience points, which takes us up to 85, firmly on track. And another 36 will take us up to level 3 for finishing 6th in the race. Our manager satisfaction goes up to 90%, which you always love to see. And we will be leveling up and choosing a skill point and the improvement of our attributes. Now, our attributes we can put into Climber, Puncher, and Northern Classics. Puncher would take us up to 75 hills. Northern Classics would get us up to 67 cobbles, and Climber would make us not so terrible in the mountains. But more importantly, it would boost our stamina up to a 62, which we desperately need. I think Puncher might be the way to go right now, and then our next chance we get, take Climber. I think that's what we're going to do. 75 hills, 74 acceleration is just too good to pass up when we're racing these low of races. And our skill point now is going into attentiveness, where we get more XP at the end of each month, because that's just going to be better the earlier you get it. 2 days have passed, and the GP Slovenian Istria is upon us, which this course suits our style a little bit more. I don't like the fact that Michael Valgren, Axel Laurence, and the man with the best name in cycling, Jamble Jamps, are all favorites for this, but this is also the first race where we are a top 5 favorite, and we are going to be looking to take advantage of that. Go ahead and try and get our first win. With the start of the race comes our first +2 day. I mean, look at those stat boosts. We have to be considered one of the top favorites now. Our objective is to finish in the top 5, and hopefully we're able to do that, and we'll see later on in the race. Now with 32K left to go, there was a 27-man breakaway up the road that we are just about to link up with, but also this is the area where people are going to start to make some moves. So why not let me be one of those people? Enough being passive. We're going to push the pace through these early hills, see if we can knock some people off the back of the group. Down to 25 kilometers left to go. Caught the main group. Now we're going to slow it down a little bit. Fall back. Hopefully get some water. And then catch back up. Hopefully if we can get some water. There we go. And now we're straight back on it. That might have been a terrible decision on my part. We're just going 85 to the front of the group. If we can get through. If a car is not running into us, what's going on? Still some bugs to work out in this game, but 15 kilometers to go. 22 seconds left. But we do have a ton of stamina. We're pulling back those front groups. I think we have enough stamina to ride close to 85 pretty much the rest of the way. As Valgren looks to make his move. We're going to slow it down here with 10k left. Valgren joins that front group. I don't think it's worth it quite yet for me to make the jump. But with about 7k left, we're going to go ahead and take our energy gel and attack up this last little climb of the day, see if we can't bridge the gap. Maybe be able to attack straight past them. 20 seconds though, that is a lot of time. So we can bump it up now and attack into this slight uphill. But we managed to catch that front group. And with 1.5 left, we're going to start our sprint, but that just does not work for us. That was a tough stage. Valgren making a move at the right time, but Galglivar ends up winning. We come across in 13th, which is another disappointing stage for us. But the real course that I was thinking might just fit our rider the best is the next race coming up and the last race of this episode. As a Neo Pro, you can never be too disappointed with a top 15 finish, but this one felt disappointing. It was there for the taking. I just missed my chance. And bad. 13th, we were expected to finish in the top 5. 0 points. Understandable. But on we go to the GP Goriska in Vipava Valley. The GP Goriska in Vipava Valley looks to offer what could be our best chance at a first win. This more suits our style. Hopefully we don't get lost like we did in the last race, but I have faith that we can make amends with this stage. Now if we take a look down here at the favorites, we are the second favorite, Michael Valgren, still the first. Galglivar, the winner of the last race, is also up there, so we'll have to be on high alert to make sure he doesn't get around us before this little hill right here. And our role for the day is leader again to finish in the top 3. But a -3 day for us is going to make that pretty difficult unless this is a little easier race than the last one was. But we'll see, and we'll pick up again towards the end of the race. And with about 26 kilometers left to go, the break still has 1:30 over us. We should be able to make up ground in this type of terrain, but we're going to be cutting it pretty close if we want to attack from any kind of distance. Got to make sure we're following really tight to this front group. Can just set us on 85. We can maybe push the pace. As it's Hatherley and Jan Barta coming up to help us out, which we really appreciate. Barta slowly reeling in that first group. But it looks like the time's staying relatively about the same. This little valley after this climb might make a big difference on the dent we can put into the front group. Now down to a minute with 10 kilometers left. If that group has any stamina left, we're pretty much cooked on this. Boros trying to bring it back for us. It looks like we're going to have to attack on this next hill to have any shot at catching them. We'll attack at the bottom. Go 85 over here. Save some to attack up this as well, which is going to turn into our sprint. But another disappointing race. It will be a top 10, but the breakaway takes it. Arikan Dogokan, not favored at all, but we just could not pull them back for the life of us. We end up 9th place. It rounds off a disappointing group of 3 races. Of course, with that disappointing result comes another bad evaluation and no experience points. It's definitely not what we were looking for in these early season races. But coming up, we've got our first objective, the Circuit des Ardennes. We're going to be looking for retribution, and I think we'll be able to get it. So thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please don't forget to leave a like, and if you wouldn't mind subscribing, we will be bringing you more, hopefully more successful videos in this Pro Cyclist series, and a career mode that will be based around the Czech Republic, Hungary, Slovakia, and Austria. If you can think of any better ideas, I'd love to hear them in the comments. But until then, thank you and goodbye.